Those of you who regularly watch my channel would realize that I absolutely love doing landscape photography. More specifically, I really love doing long exposure landscape photography. Now, the team at Haida Filters recently got in touch with me and said, hey, would you like to try out this NanoPro ND filter kit we have? My answer? Sure, why not? Now, before I begin this video, I just want to say a big thank you to the team at Haida Filters for sending me out this ND kit to try out. But Haida Filters aren't actually paying me to do this video, so any sort of findings or opinions I've got of these filters are mine alone. Right, we have got a beautiful location here at Lake Samsonvale in Queensland, Australia. I'm going to be using my Nikon Z7 camera and I'm going to be using the 14 to 30mm f4S lens. Let me just get set up and I'll have a chat to you in just a little bit. I think the first thing I noticed about the Haida NanoPro ND filter kit when I opened it was this cool little case you get. It's well made, compact, lightweight, and when you open it, you have 5 filter slots, 3 of which are taken up with ND filters. The 0.9, which is equivalent to 3 stops, the 1.8, 6 stops, and the 3.0 is 10 stops. The fact you have 2 free slots in the case will come in handy if you ever buy extra filters like a circular polarizer, for example, or maybe even add step-up rings for other lenses. You also get a user manual and this waterproof ND exposure calculator that will fit in your wallet. Another thing that stood out also was just how incredibly slimline these filters are. So here's the thing I really love about this filter kit. It comes with this little handy hook that I can just clip on to my tripod. Now I've got access to all 3 of those filters and I don't have to go off to my camera bag and faff about looking for another filter. More often than not, I'm normally in locations where I can't put down my camera bag or it's too dangerous to put down with fear of it being washed away by some rogue wave or getting soaked or covered in mud. So basically I can be standing up to my knees in water and I don't have to worry about taking off and leaving my camera unattended and going and searching for another filter. If you're worried about the case blowing in the wind and vibrating on the tripod while you're doing a long exposure, that's not a problem because it's compact enough to simply put into your pocket. Even in video applications when you're wanting to keep your aperture wide open for nice bokeh backgrounds, but the light is way too bright to keep your shutter speed low for that cinematic look, these Haida ND filters work nicely, giving a natural look. So these filters I'm using are 82mm, but they do come in different filter thread sizes for your lenses. Now, a good majority of my lenses are actually 77mm, but Haida also sell these slimline step-up rings, so this 77mm to 82mm ring lets me use the filter kit on all of those lenses. As you can see in this example shot I took with my Nikon D850 and the 16 to 35 f4 lens, which has a 77mm filter thread, even at 16mm, you don't get any clipping or vignetting in the camera with the step-up ring combined with the filter. Now I'm sure the important question on your mind is, yeah, but what's the color like coming out of these filters? Here's a shot straight out of my Nikon Z7 camera I took using the Haida 3.0 ND filter, which is 10 stops. I exposed for the sky to calculate the long exposure, which ended up being 79 seconds. It's not too bad really, considering when I've used some of the more expensive filters on the market, it's pretty much on par with those. Now this is what the same shot looks like when I've adjusted everything in post-processing. For those of you who haven't seen it yet, I've actually done a video for my long exposure post-processing technique using Lightroom and Photoshop, and I'll leave that up the top of the screen for you to check out a little bit later on. I'm getting some magic colors underneath these clouds. I'm just coming into the end of this long exposure. Now, the settings I had on the camera were ISO 64, f11, focus to infinity, and on the front I had the Haida ND filter, the number 3, that's the 10 stop filter. Now, I was getting a reading of about 2 minutes after doing the calculation. It's just coming into the end there, and here's our shot. So how will this filter kit change my landscape photography for the better? Well, having a case of variable strength ND filters conveniently clipped to my tripod allows me to move quickly and faster in selection. Also, having the kit close keeps my camera safer, as I'm always in arm's reach, particularly when I'm photographing in and around water. The nano coating on the filters I found keep the cleaning very minimal, easy and fast, and at the end of the day, they do the job I need them to do, giving me clear, sharp results with good colors. Cons? Well, not too many really. About the only con I found was I would personally prefer these filters in the magnetic versions, which Haida also produce. It just makes for quicker removal of filters when you need to act swiftly during changing light. On this one morning I was filming for this video, the sky literally was on fire. In fact, I got so many long exposure shots and video footage, I'll be making a separate video showing how I used all 3 of the filters in the Haida NanoPro kit at different times throughout the morning to capture varying images. So make sure you subscribe and keep your eyes out for that video coming very soon. I absolutely love the colors at sunset underneath these clouds, and it is just beautiful. Guys, what I've done is I've actually left you some links for the Haida filters in the description box below for you to go and check out. Thank you so much for watching. Never stop creating. I'll see you next time.